What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bridging the Geekdoms. I'm your host, Robert Slavinsky, and Rebel Moon is Zack Snyder's next project, or one of his upcoming projects, I should say. I want to talk about that because I got a lot of thoughts. I got a lot of thoughts on this, and I know, and shockingly, there hasn't been a lot of, well, what does this mean for the Snyderverse talk yet? And it's bound to happen. If it hasn't happened yet, the news about Rebel Moon dropped last night. I'm on my way to work, so I decided to talk about it here. So it may have happened overnight. I haven't had a chance to jump on the Twits or the Facebooks or what have you to see what people are saying, only because I'm trying to avoid Loki spoilers. So as I'm driving to work, I wanted to discuss Rebel Moon, which I am absolutely over the moon about. I cannot wait for this project to come out. Now, it is inspired, and I'm sure going to be loosely based on, sort of like Star Wars was with Akira Kurosawa's, Seven Samurai, but it's also inspired by Star Wars. It is going to be a sci-fi epic tale from Zack Snyder. It sounds really interesting. I gotta say, we knew it was in the works. We knew that it was something that he's been planning and wanting to do for a while, but did we really think that this was going to be his next big project that he signed on for? Now, with everything going on at Warner Brothers and all this talk about, will the Snyderverse be restored or not? Can it be restored? It was a tricky situation for Snyder because he can't sit around and wait around forever for Warner Brothers to get their act together and say, okay, look, we want you to continue. And as I've always said, while I would love nothing more than the Snyderverse to continue, I'm content on what we've gotten, because we got more than what we ever thought we would get after the debacle of 2017. Now, prior to 2017, sky was the limit. I was like, nope, I want nothing else but this. But once everything took place in 2017, we got that shit Justice League, to now, to us having the Snyder Cut released in all its glory, for better or for worse. At this point, do I want more? Absolutely, but I understand the business side. I've talked about this plenty of times on the show, that business-wise, it's a tough thing to move forward with. And I know all of you Snyder fans out there are going to be yelling at me, or going to, just find a way to tell me you're wrong because blah, 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 blah. And I know what you're saying. I know we all want the Snyderverse to continue, but the logistics of making that happen is not as simple as so many think. There are aspects of what Snyder was building that can absolutely move forward. The Batfleck series could still happen. A Deathstroke movie or series. A Cyborg movie or series. But the chances of getting the final two pieces of the Justice League arc, that's going to be a tough one to make happen, regardless of what happens in the DCEU moving forward. So, Rebel Moon, what does this all mean? What are we going to get with Rebel Moon? Well, I think we're going to get an epic. I really do. I think it's going to be one of the most exciting and epic sci-fi films that we've gotten in a long time. I think it comes at a perfect time because Star Wars has become very stale, and Disney has just flubbed up on that majorly. Now, if you don't know, Rebel Moon was picked up by Netflix. Netflix is in the Snyder business, guys. And this has been talked about and known for quite some time, because Netflix was trying to foot the bill before Zack Snyder's Justice League a couple years ago. They enjoy what Snyder has done. They like what he does. They like him as a director, as a writer, as a producer. He's a good guy in Hollywood. It's Warner Brothers that either doesn't see that or just feels that his style just doesn't work for them. I'm excited. I'm curious on what this means for the Army of the Dead series universe, because he's talked about the idea of having a second one. Production for Rebel Moon is to begin in 2022, so that's next year. So we're talking about 6 months from now is the soonest that we could start really seeing any movement on pre-production. I'm excited. I can't wait for it, guys. I want to know what your thoughts are on Rebel Moon. Throw them down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, because, guys, we're getting more Snyder content. Now, a big concern of mine is that he is, in his 50s? He's talked about Rebel Moon possibly being a big universe also. The chances of him being able to focus on an Army of the Dead universe, a Rebel Moon universe, and jumping back into the capes and superhero genre for finishing his arc. I mean, at this point, let's logically think about this, guys. In 2022 is when he does Rebel Moon. Seems to be it's going to be a big sci-fi epic. Obviously, you have your roughly 3 to 4 months of pre-production, 5 to 6 months of behind the camera, and then you're talking about another 6 months or so post-production. That's more than a year. That could be more than a year of production for Rebel Moon. Takes us into 2023. What's going on with the Army of the Dead stuff? Do they have something lined up for him to do a sequel? Is that happening in 2023? Talking about another year's worth of production. So then we're into 2024 almost. When and where does the Justice League stuff fit? I want it to happen, don't get me wrong. But that's just been my concern. My concern, you can go all the way back to months and months ago when I've been discussing this. My concern is the schedule and availability of everybody. No one is going to wait around to be to make these movies that may not happen. They need to make money. They need to put food on the table. So that's my big thing is, look, I want more Zack Snyder content. I want to see him succeed at being a director. I would love to see the Snyderverse, but let me know in the comments what you think. Are you excited about Rebel Moon? What do you think it's going to be like? I can't wait to start hearing some details. That you know how Zack is. He'll start doing interviews and things will start to slip out little by little on some elements of the movie and story and characters. Can't wait to see that kind of stuff happen. And just let me know. Hit that like, subscribe, and all that jazz. I'll talk to all of you later. What's going on, guys? Did you enjoy this video? If you did, make sure you smash that like button. And for more, hit subscribe with that little notification bell. That way, you'll be notified every time a new episode drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.